All right, so we're going to review all of the basic rules, and then we're going to start putting them together with some small examples to bigger examples. On the bigger examples, there's never just one way of doing things. My biggest advice to you is to go step by step. Don't try to do a lot in one thing, okay? So go step by step, and I'll kind of show you how I would do it, and then you guys are going to be presenting them as well, how you would do it. So team captains, you're going to get to pick who goes to the board today. You get to pick team captains. So Laura's the team captain. I already named team captains. All right. So if I have something like this, A raised to the n, right? It means I'm going to take n and multiply it times itself how many times? Yeah, so we're going to go n times. All right? So if I had a -2 squared, how many times would I multiply it times itself? 2, which means it's going to be what? What if I had a -2 cubed? How many times would I do it? 3 times, which would give you what? -8. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So the base in this case is what? The base right here would be A, and the exponent is the little part up above, which is, in this case, the n. All right? Rules in your book if you want to review them, but we're going to do some as well. So definition, if I have some number, it doesn't matter what, raised to the -n, if you have a negative exponent, not a negative base, okay? Only when you have a negative exponent, not the base part, just the exponent, are you going to flip it.
Yes.
Okay? So we're going to flip it. The base stays the same. And you're going to make the exponent what?
Positive.
Positive. And then by default, what's left in the numerator now? 1.
So the other one would just be equal to
So we're just going to flip it over the division sign. So in this case, I don't want to have to do it like this. Okay? That's too much work. Keep one division sign. If it's negative, flip it to the other side. In this case, it's going to be the top. Leave the base the same. Make the exponent positive. And what's left in the denominator? 1. So do we even need it in that case?
No.
No. Is that okay? All right. Let's get some more rules. Yeah.
That's a lot of rules.
Why don't you guys angle so Ricky's not hurting his neck? You know what I mean? Angle your oops. Yeah.
Huh?
Like theirs is angled, see? You can do that too.
Okay.
Okay. You ready now? Okay. So we're gonna name what these are. So leave some room.
Equal to A.
I don't really care if you know the name. Do you know what the names are? You're never gonna know, so I'll go ahead and fill them in. Product rule. Huh?
You are gonna have to know.
No, you never have to. I don't even know.
Do I have it to write these in? Or can I just...
You don't have to write the names. It's kind of up to you if you want to know the names.
Power
Okay.
product, power of P-O-A.
Oh, did I just do it twice?
Yeah.
Power of a power. Gosh.
Oh, I was.
Power, I knew that. Power to power. Okay,
Oh, I thought it was just like.
so I'll let you get those down and then we'll talk about it. If you want to know the names, go for it, but you don't have to. You're never ever going to have to do it.
Don't you add that person for multiple time? No, it looks like we should do some necessary.
So if you want more time, raise your hand. Me. Okay. That was the next hand. All right. Definition. Any number other than 0 raised to the 0 is? 1. Do you guys want to know why? Do you want me to show you the why of that?
Yes.
Okay.
My mind's boggled right now.
So let's start. We're going to start with 2. Let's start with 2 to the 4th. What is that? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is, okay. When I go down to 2 to the 3rd, I'm basically taking 16 and doing what? Dividing it by 2, and what do you get?
8.
Go down again, divide it by 2, and what do you get? Go down again, divide it by 2, and what do you get? Okay. Go down again, divide it by 2, and what do you get? Go down again, divide it by 2, and what do you get?
1/2.
And can you see how that works? Okay, so no matter what number you pick here, as you're doing this, like the number to the 0 is always going to be 1. That's the why. That kind of helps you to see that.
So why don't you?
Okay, what's that? So the tricky thing that they'll try to do is like say 264 to the 4th, to the -2nd, to the 0, to the 10th. What's that answer?
0. 1.
1.
Wait, no, isn't it? Wouldn't it be?
Okay? So that's how the book always tries to trick you.
I'm so confused. 10 comes after 0.
Right, but
Oh, 'cause you're
0,
multiplying.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Got it.
Okay, so in exponents, when I have my PEMDAS, you guys all remember that? When you're dealing with exponents, look at the base and see what's going on in the base. And the basis for these rules always have to be the what?
So,
The same. Okay? So this is when bases are the same. Can we do these rules going up? Okay, so look at the bases. What are the bases? What operation are you doing to the bases?
A.
Are you multiplying, dividing, adding, subtracting? What are you doing with A and A? You are multiplying. So if you are multiplying, the base comes over and stays the same. And you go down 1 for the exponents. So down 1 for multiplication is addition. So here I'm going to do addition to the exponents. And somebody tell me what that stands for? PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Remember those? Please excuse my hearing. Okay, another way, if you don't like this, is you can think, right, saying below, add and go. Okay?
Oh, that was pretty.
Okay. Power to a power. This is just going to be, like here I have an exponent, right? I have a like power and another power, so I have an exponent on an exponent. So what am I going to do with the bases? Multiply them. So it'd be m times n. In your notes somewhere, make a distinction of how you can remember these two things.
What's the catchy phrase from
I
Bible?
don't have it. Oh, I do actually. Power to power, multiply. That's what it was.
Word.
It's from a song. So put in your notes how you're going to remember that.
And below adding it.
All right. Then we have power of product. Let's go ahead and just add in like a P and an M. A to the P, B to the M. Let's put those in there too. So that we know what we're really doing. Now we're going to distribute just to the exponents. So distribute to the exponents only. And that's going to be A to the PM, B to the MN. So you just are multiplying as you're distributing. Just like you multiply here,
You lost me.
you're going to multiply. Oh, I just told you to add it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for fun.
The M is by the P.
All right.
So add them in.
Couple more and then we'll do some examples, okay? Two more. Quotient rule and power of a quotient.
Is this quotient division?
And let's go ahead and put our P and our M here.
Are you sure you spelled quotient right?
Yes. It's a multiplication still. Okay. So when I, again, have the same base is when I can do this. Okay. We can divide. So if these guys are divided, what do I do with the exponents when the bases are being divided? I subtract. Well, how do you know which way to subtract? Do you go this way?
Yes.
Or do you go this way? Does it matter?
No.
Okay. You can go either way. So it depends if M is bigger, but this way. So that you have the bigger minus the smaller. Then you won't have a negative. If M is bigger, do it this way. Okay? So let me just kind of show you really quick. So if I had 5 to the 4th over 5 squared versus 5 squared over 5 to the 4th. Right? This one, bigger on top, so I'm going to do 4 minus 2, which would be squared. This one, bigger on bottom, so I'll go 4 minus 2 on the bottom. Does that make sense?
Either way, can you still get the same answer?
No. These are not the same answer.
No, I meant if you did it like the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because then you could flip the negative if you had it, okay? And then the last one, this would be A to the PN over B to the MN, okay? We're just distributing. All right, group leaders. You wait one more time on that? Yeah, go back. Okay. Can I take the other one more? No, you're fine, you're fine. You're okay. Okay. So, group leaders, go through and get the answers with your group on these. Write them down and get the answers. See how you guys do them, and we'll go over them. Yeah, I'm supposed to be talking with your group.
okay, when there are no parentheses, it's like having a negative one, you're multiplying negative one times 3. So it would be, on the middle ones, it would be -9, and then it'd be -1. Because if you don't distribute in parentheses, you get the wrong answer.
So the middle ones are -9.
-9 and -1. Because if the parentheses, if there are no parentheses, it means it's times -1. So you gotta do that.
So you ain't really 1 over.
-9. But because of parentheses, you do that entire thing first.
So it's just 9.
Yeah. We're going across. That's what it says. See, that exact equation right there is what it is on this one. So this one would be. So 3 times negative. Because you put it underneath the 1.
Ricky, pick somebody from your group to go up and do the first column. Or pick somebody from your group to go up and do the second column.
Which one's the first column? You give me the easy side.
Oh my god.
Just tap the same color down below.
I didn't expect it to be that big. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Alright, how'd you guys do? Did anybody get something other than this? Okay, I am so confused. Oh my goodness. Why is this middle one negative and this bottom one's positive? I'm so confused. Can you help me, please? Shannon? Because on the one that's negative, it's -3 times 3, not -3 times -3. That's the bottom one. Right. So she said that all you have is like a negative, and then you have a 3 times 3, right? And you could even think of that as -1 times 3 times 3. I think some of you guys like that, right? So think of it like that negative is not with the square, whereas this one is asking you to write it out twice. It is with the square. Agreed? All right. So see if you can trick. Okay, group leaders, see if you can trick your group into a tricky one. Pick a problem and see if you can trick them. So everybody write their problem. Group leaders, come up here, write a problem for us to solve to see if you can trick us. Come on down, group leaders. Group leaders.
Square root of -2 squared. Yeah, square root of -2 squared.
Come down and try to think of a problem to trick us. So from what we kind of had from those just a second ago, can you think of one that's tricky? Not a square root.
Hangman. It's a check mark.
No.
Same thing.
Yeah, like that. Oh no, we're doing square roots.
Are you kidding me? I bet you use
Hey, Ricky, put parentheses around it.
Was it hard to hit your hand?
What did that say?
Try to make them different.
That's a negative.
So I don't want to see focus
You wanna know why I always do that problem?
Because it's gonna be negative, it's gonna be like
I'm working in national number.
yeah, I
That made it too fast.
yes.
All right,
So there was
Let's look at
3 to
these.
the 15.
and what table are we on? Abby, pick somebody from your table. Shannon, come on down. It's okay. No, just come on down. So these are the ones that are tricky. Shannon, the only thing I want you to do is tell me whether this final answer will be a positive or a negative. And you can write just positive plus or negative out by the answers. Okay? You can pick any color you want.
Is that dot just like a dot?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
no, it doesn't mean anything. So come tell me.
Oh, I can tell you.
No, up there.
Oh, okay.
You can ask questions in the class if you're confused.
It's even.
Okay, oh, I'm so sorry. Write it. I want to write it. Keep going. I want you to do all of
I
them.
have two all. Oh, I have two things.
So
Okay.
it's even. Parentheses come off the top.
Oh, it has to do with
Yeah, every single time.
being
it's
stressed
right.
over.
Just positive or negative. That's all I want to know. What's the final answer?
It has to do with how many times
No.
you multiply it, doesn't it?
And parentheses. All of that plays into it.
That's a big number. Negative 2 or negative 2 times 21.
Uh-huh.
So these are 127. First one's negative 1, first one's negative 27. First one's negative 27. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3.
21 is so.
So this one's negative 6. This one's negative 6. Times 3 times 7. Yeah. So then this one will prove it. It's negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3.
Okay, so tell me what you put at top of that.
You said that if it was.
Is it even or odd? 21.
Oh, 21.
Yeah,
Okay, I was at 2. Oh, okay.
Pressure, right? Okay.
Under
So look at these. Do you agree? Like, what can you write in your notes? What's the general thing going on?
that if there are parentheses and it's an odd exponent,
Okay. So parentheses with a negative and an odd is always going to be what? Negative. Parentheses negative with an even is always going to be what? Positive. Negative, some kind of number going on, with an odd or an even, what are you always going to get out? Negative. Does that make sense?
what about fractions?
Well, you can simplify, but this is just the general signs. Signs can usually be the tricky part. Okay? All right. Shannon, I was proud of you. That was good. Okay. Next 3. So write these down yourself.
Dude, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you with these problems that come to study guide for the past right now. I didn't write the last.
Yeah.
That's the
You just wanna know, we might do a problem.
Yeah, I want you to write them down and do it with your group. No calculators. I want to do calculator. I have no calculators right now. No calculators. You want us to just put positives in there? No, I want to answer. Oh, really?
First one
3
is
cubes.
4 to the 4th.
3 times 3 times 3. 4 times 4 times 4. You can do those things. Then how to get 64? Let's go.
Because 4 to the 13.
No calculators.
Huh?
Mr. O.
Yeah.
You want us to reduce?
Yours is so funny, aren't they?
You want us to reduce?
Last one.
Okay.
No, that's good.
So, you got the distributor.
Okay,
So first name is substitute for it.
when you have a negative up here, you can have it two different ways. You could distribute first, or you could flip first, okay, when you have this kind of going on. If you distributed first, it's going to look like this, and then continue. If you flip first, it's going to be like this, and then continue. Okay? So you can pick which way you like to go, and then continue. And Garrett, did you pick somebody to put these up? Jake? All right. Jake is All right, Jake, let's go. See what they look like. Oh, that's Okay, pause. Jake, why did we make it negative? No, just tell us what your thought process. That's correct. So how would you get a negative from there?
Just go through and make it a plus sign.
So are we okay with that? Okay. Okay, pause. What am I going to mark off on him here? What did he leave off on the first part? A negative? Oh, two negatives? Because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So how many negatives? Just one negative. So I have a negative inside the parentheses with an odd exponent, so we're going to just have it equal one negative. So let's erase one of the negatives. So there's, okay. And then what needs to go between the two fractions? Equal. The equal sign. The equal sign. Thank you. Now we have good notation. All right, one more, Jake. So why would we put a negative here? Is the exponent even or odd? So it's okay. But make sure we understand why. So 2 was even or odd? Even, so our final answer will be positive. 3 was odd with a negative inside, so our final answer will be negative. Is that okay? All right, get those written down. Any other questions about these three? Dustin, just stop talking about other things for one class. Okay. Any other questions about these three? Okay. We're going to get harder. Okay, work in your group. And we're back to Ricky. You can pick somebody to present. We got 4 more to do.
You'll love me in the end.
They're multiplied against each other. you guys want to do first? Distribute is what I heard to do first. Yes. Yes. Distribute only exponents.
You take the 3 to the 3.
What's all
So you take the 3 to the negative 3.
Add them together. Just the top side. So you buy your base.
Oh, 1 minus 2 is, I wrote it.
But even if it has that, that is not that. You're missing the middle part. Okay, after you distribute it, what are you gonna do next? Combine like terms, sure, I can go with that.
Add them together.
So we're going to take, bases are multiplied, right? So we're gonna go down and do what with the exponents? We're going to add the exponents. So when you do that, are you going to multiply the bases? Like, do you do 5 times 5?
No.
No. Bases stay the same. Okay, so the 5 should carry through. Just like that A carried through, the 5 should carry through. Ricky, who did you pick to come up here?
She got it. Taylor's got it.
Taylor, come on down.
You want this one up there? No.
What about the 3?
Go up there. Go up there and do it. You got it. Come on.
I have confidence in you.
I do.
There's a 3 set?
That's right.
You just multiply them together?
How many of you guys got that far? That was very good, Sam. Now, if you want a little bit of bonus, you want to know how you can write this? This is full credit, okay? You could say that this is 5 to the 8th times 5 to the negative 7. Do you agree with that?
Answer your bonus.
So this would be 5 to the 8th over 5 to the 7y. If you had to do it all in positive terms.
And then we get bonus.
Okay?
There's no numbers in it.
This is beautiful. Full credit. This is a little bonus. If you can get it to here. Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, Lord. You're going to pick somebody to do this one. Yeah.
Real quick.
You got it.
I vote for him.
Do you think it's easiest to distribute first?
Yes, ma'am.
I do too. Okay?
It's going to be really hard to combine like terms. Can you do that first?
It all depends.
Like multiply the 2's together, 2 and the 3 together.
Oh, here?
And then add the terms together.
No.
Can I do that first?
All right. Here you go. If you don't see an exponent, what is it? I heard it. Good. So like if all I had was AB to the 4th, what's actually the exponent with A?
1.
1,
Not
right?
0.
Okay, so make sure you fill in those exponents of 1 as you're distributing. Don't leave them negative 2, does it have an exponent? No, so I might write negative 2
To the 1 power.
to the first as I'm going along. Okay? Mark, who are you picking? I can make sure you're right.
Yeah. Yes. But you can only start out by simplifying this answer. Negative x. What's negative? Negative, the exponent's negative. It's up high. So a goes to the bottom. Negative 2. What's that mean? You have to put everything inside of it with that. I eat it. No, a goes to the top. Where it goes to the bottom. Oh, 2.
Oh.
Plus 3. How did you?
Right, it's negative 2 to the negative. Oh, no, to the negative 1? Oh, no. It'd be negative 2 to the bottom. A negative exponent does what?
So it's negative what happens.
So, it'd be negative 2 to the negative 1 raised. Sorry, I think I left that off. It's still to the negative 1.
This is the negative one?
No, the negative 2.
I think,
Negative 2.
Rachel,
What?
start off by simplifying, putting a to the bottom.
No, it's just good. But you should have a negative 1 right there.
There we go.
Okay. Then put your negative 1.
So a is negative 7.
Because negative 2 has an exponent of 1. So now if you have a negative exponent, where does it go? The bottom. You're great. No, because this, to draw a division line.
I know this goes to the bottom.
And where does negative 2 go if it has an exponent that's negative?
Oh,
The bottom.
Negative 2.
Do you just write the exponents?
Sure. No. Then you put it to the bottom, so they're going to be positive or negative. There you go.
I thought A one stayed on top.
Okay,
Just a row of
so the first thing we did was distributed this negative 1 to all of those exponents, this 2 to that exponent, and this 3 to that exponent. So that's the first thing she did. Is that okay? Then she said I'm going to put together all of the like bases. So negative 2, there's no other negative 2, so she left it. A's are right there. So 1 plus 6 is 7, minus 15 is negative 8. Then the B's are right there. There were no other B's to put together. Okay, so that was our first step. And then the second thing she did was she put like bases together. And then the third thing she did was move negative exponents. So when you move negative exponents, all three of those were negative, so negative 2 is going to move to the bottom, positive exponent of 1. Negative 8 goes to the bottom, positive 8. Negative 2 goes to the bottom, positive 2. And by default, what's still in the numerator? 1. Could you have moved the negative up in the numerator? Yeah, that's probably how you would see it on a test. Okay? Shannon?
You have to write it as -2, 1.
No, you don't have to put the 1 either. Okay? You won't see it that way if it's a multiple choice, but I won't count you off if you did.
We count up and you don't have negative one and one, negative two.
You have to have the negative either down below, up on top, or out in front.
Alright, I have it on top.
Either one of those negatives is fine.
You have to have one across.
Yes. All right. Next one. Abby, pick somebody. 2 more left.
Gary, what's it? Somebody else should swap. Well, no, so it's still that
So again, lots of ways you can start this. Just as long as you're following the rules, you'll get to the right answer. Then if you think you have the answer, I can check it.
on there that's times 10 by 6. Is the 6 just a y negative?
It's just with the y, so the x has a 1.
1 times 2 is 4.
Oh, it's not in the bottom. Thank you.
Just because it's a negative number, doesn't mean the exponent is the exponent with that negative 6 is a what?
I'm trying to scribble this with me.
I have a question.
So the exponent with the negative 6 is a 1. It is not negative. You are not moving the negative 6.
I have a question.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Oh, dang.
Yes, you said it is negative. This is also be a negative 1 because it's a negative out parentheses.
Okay?
So now simplify them, that part simplify your answer, so you're good.
Or would this be, or my coefficient be, would that be 6 times 4? Okay, 7. I feel like
That'd be minus 7.
Not done yet.
Oh, I left out the y. What should make this?
Still off.
I'll wait.
You're still off.
This is hard.
7 minus 2.
Yeah.
Wait, can I have my big number spot?
Well, first you gotta do negative 2 and use the exponent. Negative, so where you want to move it.
I was at the bottom. Is this number right? Okay, so I do 6 times.
I know that would.
Right. It's just like a whole number. Negative 6 times negative 4.
Why do you not put,
Almost.
Well, the negative 2 starting block.
I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this one up because I'm hearing so many questions. So I'm gonna kind of go through what I would do. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get any x's and y's in the numerator and denominator together. Okay? So combine x's and y's and numerator and denominator. So that's a negative 2 to the negative 2, x to the negative 4, and y to the 7. Over negative 6 to the first, x to the negative 6, y squared. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my negative exponents. To me, it's a lot easier if I move the negative exponents. Just the exponents, so does negative 6 move? No, because the exponent is positive. So when I move my negative exponents, and let's keep track of what we do. So this would be negative 2 now to the negative 2 would be positive 2. X to the 4th and y to the 7th stays. Does that make sense? Negative 6 to the first stays. X to the 6 goes on top. And y squared stays. Alright, so then I'm gonna do my the quotient rule. And I'm going to get my numbers. So numbers are kind of that one and that one, okay? So I'm going to do that together. All right, let's go ahead and get our numbers. Negative 2 squared is negative 4 times a negative 6 is a 24. And that was all in the denominator. Taken care of. X's, bigger on top or bigger on bottom? Bigger on top by how many? 2. Y's, bigger on top, bigger on bottom? Bigger on top by how many? 5. There's your answer. Okay? All right, I have one more for you to do. Last one, and I'm going to give you your test. Huh? Oh. Did we disturb you? Did he even disturb you? Let's go. Let's go. Just distributing. First thing I did was distribute.
Hey, Rachel has something to tell you.
Yeah, isn't it 3 over negative 2?
Where?
First 3 over negative 2. Negative 2.
Oh, yeah, thanks, right there. Okay. Man. I can't do anything. I'll do it. Okay.
What was that? Negative 6 times. How do you like rest the part of the top?
It's just like if I had a 9, is that the same as 9 over 1?
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
So if you have like a 9 on the bottom and 9 on the top, those can cancel, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, they can. The first thing I did was distribute. And I'm going to simplify my numerator and denominator. That's what I plan on doing next.
Can you tell me what the plan is, right?
Or actually, let's move, how about we move our negatives? I think you guys like that. I'm going to move my negatives. Let's do that.
What's that? Did you get extra one?
Then I'll simplify my numerator and denominator. Just don't write what I write. See if you get what I get if you're doing the same process as me. If you did it in different order, that's what you should get. Okay. Then I moved all my negative exponents. Just any of the negatives, if they're on top, go below. If they're on bottom, come above for the exponents, not the bases. Negative exponents. Okay. And I kind of cross them out. See, as I'm using stuff, I'll sometimes cross it out so I can keep track of what I've moved.
We're using 9. I'm going to need 9 X. We're using 9 Y.
Just what I moved from.
How do you know that's on the bottom?